Can everybody hear me? Okay. So did you hear me talking about the vase? Thank you. I think it turned out really good. I'll have the video up on YouTube later tonight, and but you won't get to see it filled with the flowers and stuff till up the wedding. All right. So last week we made some roses and oh, what do you call these? You know, poinsettias. So I made some extra after I got off air. I made a few more. So I have different sizes. And then I also made some, like, I think they call them candy cane colored ones. And then I made some roses in the white. And as you can see, I told you last week that I would, that when I make them, I usually tip them in a little bit of glitter. And I don't always do that, like, you know, like these mint ones, I won't do that with. But for this project, I wanted them a little glittery because it's for Christmas. So, yeah, no, Nikki, actually, that's Deanne. I hit record, but thanks for reminding me. Okay, so, and then I also added these little beads to the center, and they're just clear beads that I put rub and buff on. And real simple, it was just a little glue, and voila, they're finished. Okay, so we're going to set those aside for right now. We'll need those in a little while, so that's what we did last week. And this week, we're going to use, I'm using a flat canvas, and this is just Artist Loft, which I got at Michael's. And then one of my printed napkins. Now this one I did very simply because I knew what I was going to do with it. But I just made a bunch for Rebecca, and they went out, and I'll have pictures up on the website probably tomorrow. They turned out really pretty, and, you know, I custom make them for whatever you want. So, but this one I wanted to do. This is also my design, my own design for the picture, and I don't know if you can see that. Hang on. Okay, it's a cardinal sitting in the trees, and I made this last year as just a thing on my web that I gave, on my blog that I gave away, and I decided I just love it, so I just decided I was going to use that again tonight. Okay, so I want my canvas to be, have kind of a background sort of on it. And you see this is just blue, and I don't know why I grabbed the green, but it's just blue and gray. So I'm going to use gelatos. Have any of you ever used gelatos? This is the cheap brand. They're Crayola Twistable Slick Sticks. About a quarter of the cost of the real gelatos, and I think they work just as well, guys. So. All right, let me pull this off. So all I'm going to do is just color on the back of my thing. I'm just going to push it around like that and do some of the other color on top. Okay. Now, once you have that on there, the nice thing about gelatos is you can just rub it with your fingers and smush it together and make a background. And it just moves where you want it to move. Now, you could probably use, I don't know, maybe a brush or a makeup sponge or something, but you know me, I'm a lazy crafter, so I just use my fingers and I wash them. The one thing that you want to make sure when you do this, and canvas is kind of hard because it's got that, you know, tooth to it, is you want to make sure that you don't have any lines left. So you kind of got to smush the lines out. But I like the effect that it gives. And you don't need much, and you can cover the entire thing. That's what's one of the cool things about it. So, what kind is what, Deanne? these sticks, they're Crayola Twistables. Get them at Walmart. Although I'm not a Walmart shopper, I did actually go there for these because nobody else in town had them. Okay, I'm going to actually end up doing a few extra shows this month. I hope you guys can join me. Nobody else seems to want to do any because of the holidays. Yeah, Deanne, those are Crayola Twistables. And they come in like a set of 12 or something like that. And I don't remember what I paid for them, but I know it was under $10. And the real things are expensive. And I think these work great. Plus, you know, these are fun to work with because you get to get messy. You get to be a kid again. It's like finger painting. Okay, I'm going to add just a bit more because I'm not liking how this edge is. Get in there, and I don't want any of that. I don't want much of that white to show is the big thing. Add a little bit more of this one. Okie doke. I think that's looking pretty good now for what I'm going to do. Okay. Yay! Let me grab a extra napkin here somewhere. Here's one. Wipe this off my mat. Okay, now the next step is to figure out where I want this on here. And the napkins come, they're one-ply napkins, but they're a thick ply. And I only printed this one side on this one because I knew that's all I needed. So first things first, I'm going to cut it out. And you can use, when you get the napkins that, you know, when I custom to them, that actually goes all the way to the edge. I didn't want that for this project. So you can use the entire napkin and cover the whole thing, or you can do what I'm doing, and that is I'm going to figure out my placement, and I think I want it about right there. So I am just going to make a little mark on here. Hopefully I can see that. I know you guys can't, but let's see. I need something that's a little stronger. I'm going to cover it up anyway. So let's see. Let's get a pen. Okay, so I want it about right there. Now, one of the things that I like to do to my edges is to take a little bit of water, and I've just got a cup of water here, and I'm just going to dab it on slightly. You don't want too much, because if you get it too wet, then it's going to run all the way across. These are heat set, so it shouldn't run, but you'll see why I'm doing this. And this isn't an absolute step. I just happen to like the way it looks better when it's done. You can cut it smoother so that you get a straight line. Hi, Pam. So if I do extra shows, will you guys come? Okay, now. Okay, yeah. Let me just wash my fingers a little bit because I'm getting this blue stuff everywhere. since I'm not lucky enough to have a big enough craft room to have a sink in it, I'm just going to use my little cup of water. There we go, good enough. Okay, so now the edges are a little damp, and I'm just going to take it and kind of tear it, because I want it a little raggedy, but I don't want it to be super, super torn. Does that make sense? So maybe I'll use my tool here. You can see now the difference in the edge. Can you see that? I know it's hard with this thing glaring. Let's see, is that any better? No, not really. Okay, it's got a straight edge, and I'm just kind of pulling off the very little edges of it, just barely, as you can see. Just want it a little rough looking. And I'm not making it even by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just kind of pulling on it and letting it do its own thing. It's just easier if it's a little wet like that, so you don't take the chance of ripping your image. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I'll just clean up my mess here. All right, so now you can see I've torn the edges, and that's what's going to be applied. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but this is a light blue napkin, and then I printed the image in blue as well. So, okay, now, it's a good idea. I send these out heat-setted, but it's a good idea to heat it again, and I want to get the edges dry anyway. So give me just a second. Okay, now, once you dry it, it's got a little bit of a textured look too around the edge, which I like. Okay, now for the next step, you're going to use Mod Podge. See if I can get it open. Ugh. Okay, and my paintbrush. Where did I put my paintbrush? Here I thought I was all organized. That's not it. This one will work. Okay. Now, I don't want a lot of bubbles in it, and I don't want the edges to be down. I actually want the edges to be up. So I'm going to go to the back of it, and I'm just going to lightly brush a little bit on right over the image. And I'm not, trying not to get it on the other areas, because I want those to stick up a little bit and give it some texture. So I'm just lightly putting it on the back here. Okay. And I'm going to find my point where I wanted it. About right, I think. And I'm going to gently, and I mean gently because it will rip, attach it on here, going to the corners and pushing it down. And to make sure I don't get any bubbles, I'm working towards the edges from the center out. I don't think I got enough quite in this corner, so I'll stick a little more on there. And same with this side. Sorry, my big head's in the way. Trying to see close. I got new bifocals and I don't like them. They're not working. Yeah, the napkins are, that is my trade secret. No, I don't just run them through the printer. It's an involved process. It does involve the printer, but there are more steps involved to it too. Okay, so now I've got that on there, and I'm going to just kind of fold my edges up because I want that texture. And then I'm going to go back in and put another coat on top of my image because I want that to be a little glossy. Okay. I'm going to work the other way. And you can see because I heat set this and you know, it's not running, which is important when you're working with this stuff. Printed images, if they're not heat set, can. Okay, now I've got that on. I'm going to let that dry for a minute. Okay, the next thing we're going to use is so expensive. Not really. It costs like $1. I want to say this was $1 or $2 or something. Anyway, Braid Your Husband's Garages. It looks like this. It's putty, lightweight spackling, and it works great for snow. And I want this to have some snow on it. So I'm just going to, actually I'm going to gob a bunch on because, yeah, I need a bunch. Okay. I'm hoping, I've never used this over the gelato, so I'm hoping it'll stick. So this is kind of an experiment. Ah, that works good. So put a base layer on and then add. Nikki, I'm not telling how I print the napkins. That's why I have my website. It's a trade secret. But I do have them available for sale if you're interested. You can go to goneartsy.com and order them. They come in lots of different ways. You can order them. And the big reason I got started selling napkins was for invitations and things like that. And, you know, weddings, graduations, that kind of stuff. But I had so many requests for art ones that I started making those too. And the art ones are actually printed on 4 sides, so they are a little more expensive. But you get to pick your own designs and, yeah. So, I don't know. I think they turn out really pretty, and I really work with you closely to get what it is you're looking for. Okay, I want the snow all the way up to the edge underneath here. So I'm going to use a lot of this spackle, but since it's only $1 or $2 or whatever, it's not very much. It's a reasonable way to get this. Now, I have Flour Soft and I have all those other things, but I just really like the texture of this. It comes out looking like snow. Yeah, it does kind of look like icing, but when it dries, it's, you know, hard like what you put on your wall for filling nail holes, because that's what it is. And seriously, I got this at the dollar store. So I think it was Dollar General, because that's the one that's closest to my house. I have 2 right next to each other. One's kitty corner from my house, and you know, it's to walk across the field. And then the other one is just down from that. Okay, now I'm going to stick the napkin down in it a little bit. I'm going to pat it because I want it to look like textured snow when it dries. Sorry, I'm not shot, but I was trying to get off the edge of the table. Get a little more in that corner. Okay, and then I'm just going to rub my edges so I don't have any hanging off. So I doubt that I'll frame this, but you never know. If I really like it, I might frame it. Otherwise, I'll just put a hook on it and hang it up for the holidays. And you see I'm just kind of pulling it, tapping and pulling, and that gives it that rough texture. Okay, so I've got snow all over the bottom, and the picture in the middle. So I'm going to close it out. And you can see I only used like maybe 1/3 of it. There's a lot left. Okay, I am going to run my my heating tool just to get this a little drier before I work some more. So if you guys have anything you want to type or anything, can I print a picture like use a snapshot? I have tried it, and yes, it can be done. It's, you know, it's not going to be perfect like a picture is because you're printing on a soft fabric type of thing. But yes, I can. The link is whoops, I guess it helps if you push this, www.goneartsy.com. It's a brand new site, guys, so there's not a whole lot there. Like I said, I'll have the Rebecca's order up tonight so you can see what it looks like. And then I also have got in a whole bunch of stuff for invitations, so I have to build that page now. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I started it for the purpose of weddings, birthdays, graduations, that kind of thing, and then I kind of just expanded it on request. So, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'd love to have you guys as customers. Okay. Hi, it's okay, I think that's probably dry enough to work with now. Okay, now one of the things you can do is go in and add with like a white pen, go in and add highlights to the trees to make snow or, you know, that kind of thing. I don't have a white gel pen, so I'm not going to do that. And I just kind of like it dark anyway. So let's see here. This isn't, that part's not sticking real well. Just going to put that down a little more. I'm going to add a little more Mod Podge. Oops. Obviously, I need to clean my cap. It's sticking like crazy. This particular thing is, you know, one of the more simple things you can do with a napkin. It's made some really fabulous, like clutch purses with them. You really got to check out her video. I was amazed at what she did with them. Now, she forgot to record hers, Rebecca. She forgot to hit record, so she's going to have to redo it. Okay, so there we have the basics. Now, let me find my... Not very good. Okay, now I have a kind of a yellowish gold, one of those twistables, and I'm going to use it to make like the end of a star shining down. And obviously I'm not going to rub this in, but I just want it to look like there's some light coming down onto our bird. Okay, I'm going to let that sit, and I may add some more. But I just wanted a little bit, okay, hang on. There we go. I just wanted a little bit of highlight to make it look like light shining on it. Okay, now it's time to use our flowers. In case you hadn't noticed, I like to have projects that are quick and easy, and I hope you do too, because some of them will be longer, but I like to try to keep easy ones on hand for you guys. All right, I'm going to use Eileen's Techie Glue. And I'm just going to start randomly. That's the one thing I hate about this glue. If you don't store it upside down, it takes forever to come out. Okay, there we go. Okay, I got a pretty good sized glob of glue on there. And that may not be enough. Actually, I need to decide at this point if I'm going to frame it. So I'm going to say no, because I want this to kind of hang over the edge. So I'm going to attach that one there. And I think I'm going to put that one there. Turn this light some more so you can see a little better. Is that better? Whoops. Okay. Well, dang it. Here we go again. Shake, shake, shake. Go put, I don't know that I'm going to use all of them. Didn't know how many I was going to want, so yeah. I'm going to put this one off just a little bit because I want to add some of these roses. So I'm going to add this one. You could use a glue gun on this, but if you did, you'd have to wait completely for this to dry. And so, and I don't use my glue gun as much as Angela does. She like uses that for everything. I like my glossy accents and my tacky glue. This reminds me, and an E6000 if I want it permanent, like forever and ever and ever. Because that's just like a rock. Aw, thank you, Pam. And I think I'll stick that one there. And I got a couple little ones that I'm going to tuck this one up into there. And I think I'll put one more up here, like that. There we go. What do you think so far? No, it's not going to be heavy because you use this lightweight spackling, and it's like a feather. I mean, it's just so lightweight. These are, you know, I mean, they're bread dough, and they're really thin, but you can see how thin that is. So they don't weigh much either, probably not more than one of your, like paper flowers or anything. Okay, so I debated on what else I wanted to stick on here, but I think I'm going to put a little bit of moss, just because I like that, adding the greenery. So, and I'm particularly fond of moss. I don't like the dry, dead-looking stuff. I like the bright green. See the difference? Can you tell the difference? This is so much brighter over here. Oops, get off there. We don't want you stuck in the glue. And I'm not going to put a ton of it on. I just want to add a little bit of texture. Where did my glue go? There it is. Okay, and I'm just going to add it along the bottom edge here, just to bring it out. So I'm going to add that like that. Just a little bit, like I said, I don't want to overwhelm it. Push it in there good. And I might add a little up here too, or in here. So I'm just sticking a little bit behind here, behind these poinsettias. Just carrying it around so it doesn't look like it's just stuck on there and no purpose to it. What do you think so far? How's that looking? Okay. Thanks, Deanne. All right, so now I just want to add a little softness up here. So I think, I think I want to make it look like it's snowing. So I'm going to take this stuff and just kind of put little dabs of it. And again, I'm just going to use my finger because that's how I create. So it's snowing, but the stars are shining down. Does that make sense? Does that look stupid? Because this stuff can come right off. What do you think? What should I do? Do you like that? Come on, guys, I need opinion. Do you like it, like to look like it's snowing? Thank God it's not snowing here. Yeah, you could, yeah, that might work, but I was trying to make it look like this other. I don't know, what do you think? Give me ideas. Should I go with the one that matches this, or should I go with the more glittery? Vote! Ready, set, go! Ooh, Poughkeepsie. Pam, you're funny. Okay, looks like glitter is the vote. So luckily this stuff wipes right off because it's not dry yet. Oops, I don't want it on my middle though. So let me brush this off. Okay, let me grab my glitter. Let's see. How about stickles? Yes? Your daughter's going to be at Carnegie Hall? Rebecca, what is she doing? Okay, let's just add some stickles for snow now. Just randomly. Get my big ones on first. And because this is supposed to be snow, they're random sizes. I don't want anything too exact. Okay, now I'm going to go and make just little dots now. Oops, that one got too big. And I think I'll add some on some of these too, just to make it look like snow got on the flowers. Even though it already had glitter. Never hurts to have more glitter, right? Uh-oh. Hurts to have more when it's that big. And I think I'll just stick a little in here so that the snow has some sparkle too. That'll blend it together some. Let me turn it. Okay, so can you see that it's not dry, so it's going to be tougher to see, but can you see the sparkles on there? Wow, really? I have not worked with snow techs, Rebecca. So she's an opera singer? Well, Angela, now you got something you can eat. Okay, so now that I've done that, now I do want to go in, and I'm just going to use this same stuff and add a little glitter to the trees. Just a little. Here and there. Nothing too overwhelming. And in the crooks of the trees, of course, add a little bit more because that's where it builds up. think I'm going to just outline this with it and the path. All right, let's see, hold it there. Okay, and I think I'm good to go. Okay, ladies, there it is. Can you see it? The only thing else I would do is maybe add a mat to the back before hanging it, just to help it stand out a bit. But I'm not going to frame it, obviously, because I put all this stuff around it. But what do you think? Easy peasy, quick and easy. Thank you, Rebecca, and it's really simple. Like I said, this is probably the most simple of the projects. And it was done in 45 minutes. Not bad, not bad. I do have a couple of other projects that I want to do with napkins coming up. One of them is going to be involving a frame. Pretty similar to what Angela did on one of her projects where she wrapped the frame, but I'm only going to do pieces of it. So that will be in an upcoming one. Yeah. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about before I took off here tonight is I am about to set up a donation page for the woman that we ended up donating the money from the Breast Cancer Awareness Fund. It's a friend of Angela's. Ange, could you type her name in? I don't want anyone to feel pressured that they have to give, but she really, thank you, Deanne. The flowers were last week's project, but this woman is really, she's on disability, and this is her second round for cancer, and she really could use some help, and we just felt like the $213 that we raised at our breast cancer awareness was a good start, but we'd like to help more. So if anyone else is interested in donating as well, I'm waiting for her to send me a picture, and I'm hoping that I can have that up by tomorrow. And it'll be a Facebook page, and I'm probably going to title it Donations for Lynn or something like that. So I will post the information on my page and on my fan page. And if you're not friends with me yet, I'd love to have you as friends, especially on my fan page. Okay, so what's the new info, Ange? Tell us. Hey, Deanne, they have liquid chocolate. It's called, Nestle Squick. Okay, Ange isn't typing anything. So, okay, so, yeah, I have another project that I'm in the middle of. Would you like to see? This is going to be the cake plate for my daughter's wedding. I etched it, and it says Ryan and Jennifer, and that's their last name will be Pittman. It's kind of hard to see. There we go. and I've edged it like that, and it's going to sit on this. Can you see? So it'll sit on top of there. I just have to glue it on. But, yep, working on all kinds of wedding stuff. So, yeah, check out my blog and watch my Facebook page and my fan page and all that, because I don't always post in the same place. I should, huh? But anyway, so, says, ooh, a card shower. That's a good idea. Wow. Okay, well, we'll have all of that information up on her donation page if you're interested in reading about it and helping in any way, whether it's cards, you know, mailing her a card, whether it's sending money, even $5. I mean, she's really hurting, so it would be helpful. And she is a fellow crafter, which is important if we support each other. I just hate that so many people are ugly on here and, you know, backstab each other. We should support and celebrate each other as women. There's room enough for everyone. Okay, guys, well, that's it for tonight. I am going to do another show, I think, since Angela is not doing one Monday, I may do it Monday. I've got a couple things I want to work on for the wedding, and I thought, why the heck not put it on here so you guys can come play with me. All right, thank you all. Hope you have a wonderful night. What's going on? Okay, I'll message you. All right, well, love you all, and I'll post when I'm gonna go again. Like I said, since Angela's not gonna do it on Monday, I may. Nice seeing you too, Pam and Rebecca. Bye, Deanne. Night, Itza. Okay, your link didn't show. Thanks, Angela. Shaunus, your link didn't show, but you can redo it. Just leave out the HTTP part. Good night, everyone. All of you that are sick, feel better.